So I'm here with. Go on, introduce yourself.
The public eye.
We are the public eye. We're the public eye.
Half of the public eye. The other two aren't here.
Yeah, they're
50%.
50% of them.
50%, but the important 50%.
Yeah.
So
not the working 50%.
Yeah, that's
Exactly,
the unemployed
exactly.
50%. Well, not unemployed.
No, we're in a bit of a different setup. To those of you that have seen a couple of these videos already, I'm normally doing it in Spire Studio. I'm quite liking this setup.
Mate,
isn't
it's
it?
unreal. It's absolutely unreal.
So big shout out to Paul Hopkinson, whose studio we're in right now.
He is
He's
sat over
in the
there
back
with the
somewhere. We
customers.
might get him on camera in a bit.
Yeah.
So obviously, guys, you're doing a tour at the moment. You've just done, was it Glasgow?
Glasgow, yeah.
How was that?
Oh, mate, absolutely unreal. The attic as a venue is just so sick. You've got over the walls like everyone who's played there, which is always a good indicator for a good venue. I think if you can see all the people that have done it. And then the sound was bang on, and just the people that came were absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely.
There's always a good crowd up that way, isn't there?
Yeah.
They know how to party up there.
100%.
And tell us then, what gigs have you got coming up? Let's get straight into it. Let's promote the tour.
Well, we've got Birmingham on this Thursday. We've got Sheffield on this Friday. We've got Manchester on this Saturday. And if you're from this way, definitely come to Sheffield. I think that's your closest one. I'll let Jonah tell you the next leg.
Yeah, the leg after that is, Leeds, Nottingham, London, to finish off the tour, London. I think it's always, that's like a 60s thing, that is. People always in the 60s used to finish the tours off in London. But
So you're doing it old school.
Yeah.
I like it.
There's a joke somewhere in that. There's a joke.
So, obviously going everywhere from Glasgow to London. Sheffield's the next gig. When was that, this Friday?
Yes, on Friday. So we've got Birmingham on Thursday, and then off to Sheffield on Friday. It's at the Hallamshire Hotel.
Hallamshire
On
Hotel.
West, right in the heart of West Street. So,
Hopefully we'll see everybody down there.
Yeah.
And then the next closest gig to us, I guess, is the Nottingham one.
I'd
that's
say.
it.
Yeah.
I think if anyone says that they heard this on the radio and came down, I'll buy them a drink.
Yeah.
There we go then. Is that me included?
Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, that's at the Salt Box in Nottingham, so just in that square where Motor Point's just over the road, I think. So,
Yeah, fantastic little area.
Yeah.
100%.
Are there any gigs that you've done where you've just gone, oh god, no, we're never coming back here again?
Oh, you
Can
can't.
we
You
name
can't.
it?
That's it. We can't, public can't get done for spreading misinformation about. I don't know, I think there's been ones in the past, maybe not naming, where sometimes you've heard the sound somewhere and thought, yeah, I don't know if I fancy that again.
Or places where you've probably just not had, it's not been the best gig,
Yeah.
and you'd want to be like, there's something
It's
voodoo
tainted,
about that
haunted.
place.
Yeah. I think the main thing about it is that venues can change. Like if let's say you played in, I don't know, like what's a random place. If you went and played in like
Scunthorpe.
Yeah, Scunthorpe for example, and you had the worst gig ever, you could go back 2 years later and they've got a new sound man and different kit.
Yeah,
and
it's
it sounds
all
unreal. So
Beautiful.
Different gig
Yeah.
completely. Fair enough. Any that are up there with the best then?
there's a few.
There is a
pick
few
from
to choose
now.
from now.
We did.
I see you've done plenty of gigs now.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been around for?
Two and a half
nearly
years.
3.
Yeah.
3 years now.
Fair enough.
So not that long in the grand scheme of things, but getting there now, getting
there.
on that side of things.
Caught our teeth a little bit.
Well, you're definitely being noticed out and about, that's for sure.
Love that.
Yeah, you've had a few decent gigs coming up as well. How did it all start?
Mate, the weirdest way. So it started on Xbox. I've told this story a couple of times. It started playing Xbox when I was still in school. And Jonah played for my mate's Sunday League team. So we all used to play a game called Pro Clubs. Which I think it's very popular again now.
Yeah.
Where you've got like a big team here and everyone's got a different position. And we used to want to have a full squad, like a full 11 of people. And we needed a CDM. And Jonah came in and filled CDM role. And we're all playing all night and whatever, and then it ended up being just me and Jonah left on the talk, like on the call, and we ended up realising we liked the same sort of music and stuff like that. And I was going about doing my solo bits, and Jonah said, "Do you reckon we could start a band if I learned the guitar?" Like, he couldn't even play it. And I was like, "Yeah." Literally 4 months later, he was absolutely boss. And
So most people get together, they go, I can play drums, I can play bass.
Yeah,
You're like, no, I'll learn
I'll
how to
learn
play
it.
guitar.
I'll learn it.
We'll get
Yeah.
a band set up.
I was on the fence about getting one, and then I kind of saw that Joey was doing his live on the drive stuff, making a bit of money from gigs, and I thought, it's a bit of me, that is. It's a bit of me, yeah. A bit of change.
Fantastic. So we've been going for 2 years now. No plans to call it quits anytime soon?
No, not yet. We'll drive it till it explodes. That's literally the plan.
Talking of which, I think you should explode for us. We've got you've got a cover, or is this an original that you're going to play?
We'll play some originals.
Let's do some original stuff. In that case, I'm going to back out of the camera shot.
Right, this one's not even out yet, so exclusive. No, it's coming out soon. It's called Like a Loaded Gun. I hope you enjoy it. Go on, I'll let you kick us off. Emptiness is a liquid force. Is an irony you can barely afford. As it snatches your tongue and the passage is wrong, yet it makes you go no. I heard he sold himself in the absence of song. Just stay with me until I finish this one. So we pause it on strong, and the message is done, and the war is unwon. Said oh, oh. Self-destruction. Oh, oh, oh. Why they are when you're lonely like a loaded gun. Sincerity in a liquid form is a lifestyle choice into which you are sworn. As it goes up your walls, what you wish you hadn't spoke from the back of your throat. Said oh, 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 why they are when you're lonely like a loaded gun. Take refuge in the bitter end of your self-destruction. Oh, 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 why they are when you're lonely like a loaded gun. Babe, I need some time. We only love when you get high. She's on the floor, he's in the sky. My body is intertwined. When you dance, you dance. Oh, 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 when you are there, when you're lonely like a lonely girl. Take refuge in the bitter end of your self-destruction. Oh, 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 why they are like a loaded gun. Sweet.
Brilliant. I'll tell you what, it's my favourite part of doing this is having my own little live gig.
Oh, bless you.
Let me cuddle back in now so
What?
gracefully. See if this camera will pick me up now. Hello? No, it's just sticking
No,
on
just
you.
on
So
us,
it doesn't
just on
care.
us.
Doesn't care. That was brilliant. So,
Awesome.
how many songs have you got in your catalogue?
what do you reckon? No, we're probably coming up to 20. I think we're getting towards 20, but they're not all good songs.
Yeah, I only count the good ones, mate. There's about 3.
That's it.
That's it. I feel like you write new stuff, and then it is quite easy to then just throw the other stuff in the bin. But at the same time, I think now and again I do look back on, like I'll sit and listen to I say old music. We've only been together 3 years, but I'll listen to some of the stuff from when we were like 16 or whatever, and I do look back fondly because you think about like where you were at that time and
I was talking to Ben from Acrobat,
Yes.
and he was saying a very similar thing. He was very much, because we were talking about going back to looking at songs you wrote when you were about 12, 13 years old, and whether it's embarrassing looking at them.
Well, that's it. I think it's so easy to look at it and be embarrassed, but then sometimes I think there's a level of charm in the fact that you were like, I was like a kid, like still, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the word.
Well, that's it. You learn as you write, don't you?
Yeah.
As you write, it gets better, and then you knock out another one, and then those 17 songs that are no good, you can just filler songs, and you've got your hits, you've got your main ones. So
it's nice to be able to do an interview with guitar in hand. I feel like I've got somewhere to put my hands.
Do you know what I mean? Just all over your place.
Yeah.
Problem is, normally when I'm doing an interview and people have got a guitar in their hand, they can't not play it.
Yeah,
So I'm there trying to
also that
talk, and it's
temptation.
like, guys, can you just shut up for a minute, please? I know you're musicians, but put it down. No, by all means, you jam away. This is Lee on My Radio. We can do whatever we want on here. Smash your guitar.
Is there any discretion?
Don't smash our guitar. No, you've say that you've only been playing, what, a couple of years now then?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, just then we'd not practiced that. I mean, it sounded all right,
Well,
but
I saw you going for the
yeah,
bar chords.
there was a couple of moments where you're a bit like. I'm doing different stuff on that one when I'm on my electric guitar, so it's always you're like, does it go here? Does the chord go here? But
that's it. Bit
we were there in the end. You lot will pick it up and dissect it or whatever. I won't really. I probably won't watch it again.
You'll skip past that.
Yeah, I'll skip past that bit.
Yeah, we'll just ignore it. And you've got a brand new guitar to play it on now, so you can have a little fiddle.
Yeah, courtesy of
Paul.
Paul,
Hopkinson.
courtesy of Paul Hopkinson, man.
So it's beautiful, that one.
It is. I mean,
It's-
I dread to think about.
Collection.
That's saying.
It doesn't usually mean a lot, but I dread to think how much I'm actually holding in my hands right now. Money, like, it's probably best not to think about it.
Money-wise, and you think the amount of hands that have been on that guitar.
Yeah.
as well,
I mean,
they've
you
got
know,
to
it's
have
kind
been
of
some
it's
good
history
musicians
here.
on that.
Look how it's. I mean, you lot won't be able to see it, but look how it's kind of dented into the guitar.
Sure,
It's history.
Yeah.
It's history in that one.
A nicely worn guitar.
Yeah.
Goes a long way. So you obviously you've just played your own song there. Remind us what it's called.
Like a Loaded Gun.
Like a Loaded Gun. Would you say that you've got any sort of bands that you try and aim to be like, or do you just write your own material?
I think we're getting to a point now where we can sort of say like we try and sound like us while constantly trying to evolve our sound at the same time. But there's definitely like at the minute we're taking loads of inspo from like Kings of Leon, for example, and then just looking at. I think it's really cool to try and write stuff that you think is going to appeal to other people, but then still having the selfishness of making it sound like stuff you want to listen to. I think there's a perfect sweet spot, and I think we're trying to get that at the minute.
Exactly. So don't sound like other people, sound like you, but still have that crossover where you've got a bit of a
You've got to have some
catfish sound to you.
people say that.
Yeah.
People say
I was
that.
going to say, I'm glad you said that instead.
No, it's there. It's noticeable, and it is such a very strong sound at the moment in music. You've got people. It's almost like people are coming back and playing the way they wish Arctic Monkeys had carried on.
Yeah.
It's like if they hadn't gone down that American rabbit hole where, in my opinion, they went a little bit shit. They had some good songs, don't get me wrong. AMPM, great album and everything, but it's nothing compared to Favourite Worst Nightmare or whatever people say.
I don't know. It's diverted opinions, I think. It's like, for me, it's like Favourite Worst Nightmare was... It's like, I think it'd be embarrassing, personally, if they kept making music like they did in their 20s, in their mid
Yeah.
to like I
Went
kind of
down
like
the
where
pub,
they've gone.
Man had dark
Yeah.
fruits. And
Yeah,
it was like, why are you still in the pub? Like,
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know about their most recent album, but Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. I love that album.
When that first came out, I was a bit like, I don't know what I feel about this. And as I got a little bit older and started listening to other stuff, I was like, I actually do really like
when you
this
grew
album.
up.
Yeah, well, grew up. I can just barely say that. I'm not going to tell you that, but. Yeah,
That's it. Getting older doesn't mean growing up.
Yeah. I think what I liked about the most recent one, The Car, was like it seemed like it had loads of like later Paul Weller influence on it, which was quite cool, and definitely a little
Bowie.
bit Bowie.
There's a lot of Bowie
and stuff
there.
like that. I definitely do get on with, but 100%. I think Prime Arctic Monkeys is when they begun, but. I guess as you evolve and keep going, I bet music probably becomes more self-serving when you think, I've got this list of bangers, let's just make what I want to make now, I guess.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Play for yourselves, and then if you like it, other people are going to like it. And that shows by the crowds that you're getting at your gigs.
Yeah.
And you've done some good ones as well. I think you've done BBC Introducing Stage at Why Not?
Yeah, we
Festival.
did. That was.
I've heard a lot about that one. I didn't get to that Why Not, unfortunately, but I've heard some good stuff about
that
it.
was it. So that was nearly probably 3 years ago now.
No, just gone to, I think.
Is it
2022, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say it's only a couple of years back.
But I remember that was like that was our first proper like big show, which was nuts for it to be Why Not Festival, which are the best festival around here, our hometown one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the stage was unreal, and Dean Jackson, man, honestly, absolutely massive kudos to him. He's fucking unreal.
Such a sick guy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So have you done a few other festival type things?
Yeah, so we did the Isle of Wight festival through Ditto, which was nuts. Like to go there.
Right.
That the scale of that festival is unreal. Like it's just so big. Like it takes like an hour to walk from like camp to the main stage, but in that time walking, you see so much stuff everywhere. Like it's sick.
I went to Isle of Wight. There was Fleetwood Mac doing the Rumours lineup. Absolutely insane.
Wow.
Kool and the Gang slightly topped them.
Yeah.
Really?
Just
sick.
because I think it's just because I was dancing so much. Whereas with Fleetwood Mac, I was just stood there.
It's stood there in awe. Yeah.
It's Mick Fleetwood. It's Stevie Nicks. But no, for like you say, it was just absolutely huge. We went to see Meldon May, I think it was. We started walking to Clocker and we never actually made it. Just for that. You're too busy, you're getting carried away with people, you get chatting to other people, you see another stage and you're like, oh, who's that in there?
People say Isle of Wight's like a mini Glastonbury, which is insane to say because Isle of Wight's massive, but they say it's like a mini Glastonbury. Because,
I can see that.
It's a similar type of people that go to both festivals. And then like Isle of Wight, you can just get pulled into anywhere, and they reckon Glasgow's the same. They reckon you go with the intent to go see someone at Glastonbury, and you end up somewhere else.
The field and so, do you prefer festivals, gigs? Do you see much of a difference between them?
Yeah, there is definitely a difference. Festivals, it's like it depends where you are, but festivals it can be hot or cold. Don't get me wrong, you always love the chance to play there, but it's always as if like it's always either going to be there's no like middle ground. It's always either going to be empty or rammed. Do you know what I mean?
It's usually pray for rain. You're in a tent.
Yeah.
You want everyone to be like, I don't want to stand in the rain. I'm going to come in your tent. We were saying, so a friend of ours, Bodge, made the joke before we did the first one. We were like praying to Mr. T. Renshaw, like please, can it start raining?
And when we did
and it did.
Yeah, as soon when we did that. When we did Why Not with the BBC, it was 15 minutes before we were due to go on. It just started chucking it down, and then as soon as we finished, it cleared up.
Yeah, literally, it was bang on. We were the opening act as well, graveyard slot, so people were maybe expecting it to bomb, and the tent was just full.
Yeah, it was, and it was really cool because you could. It's weird because usually when you're on bigger stages, you struggle to pick faces out because you've got the lights coming at you.
Yeah. And a lot more of a crowd.
Yeah.
Well, it was 4,500 cap in that tent.
You could pick like our mates out, in the front,
in the mix of it.
And then like was it Archie? Archie was crying. Wasn't he? He probably won't like me saying that, but it was. It was an emotional day, tears of joy.
Fantastic. And have you got another one to play for us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this one that you've both practiced?
Drink for two or gently, I don't mind.
Do you want to drink for two?
Go on then.
I'll do drink for two. Where are you doing it now?
Doing both.
Doing both.
Why not? Let's have a double whammy.
Sweet. This one's out on Spotify. You can listen to this one already. Rising for a monkey with a chip in his head. Take the feeling, make it hurt me when you say I love you so. Tired of being part of dreaming, you know. She says, hold your lips between my teeth, babe. I'll be waiting for you. Oh, please don't close that hole between your cheekbones. I'll be waiting for you. Drinking for two. Sentence you might change the scoreline, went from 2 to 3. Didn't mean it when I said I'd rather die than hear you speak, but you won't tell me what you mean. Oh, she says, hold your lips between my teeth, babe. I'll be waiting for you. Oh, please don't close that hole between your cheekbones. I'll be waiting for you. Drinking for two. Oh, yeah, drinking for two.
Very good, very good.
Thank you, man.
And straight on to the second one. Go on, knock out.
We do gently. There's another one. We don't practice any of these, so we just.
Yeah, we
This is all on the
It's
fly.
all on.
That's what live music's about, man.
Yeah.
Sweet. This
Ready,
one's
go,
called
yeah?
Gently. Live on a string, lie in unison, tasting each other's tears. I know that you're trying to see if there's something, but all I get back is like 4/5 of nothing. I'm done with these wasted years. Shake, real beauty is the flower dancing gently underneath your face. It's the eye of the beholder, it's the group I'm in, it always stays. She kills me gently, she kills me gently, she kills me gently. Yeah. And you think you've already failed. It's hard to get on board a ship that's already sailed. The aftermath of it is no stimulation. You feel like you're drowning in constant temptation. You're a fiend. in a sea of them. Shake your frail beauty is the flower dancing gently underneath your face. Aches, the pains, the ivy odor is the good palm in it all a state. She kills me gently, she kills me gently, she kills me, she kills me. Oh!
Brilliant. Who needs the other two, eh? I never said that. Never said that.
That one's not out yet either, so it's not even recorded.
So what was that one called? When
Gently.
Can we hear it?
Gently. When it's recorded, we need to go get it done. So that one's far in the pipeline, but I wanted to play it because I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it sounded good.
You don't even need to come to the gigs now. You've heard the three good tunes. You've heard the three good tunes.
That's all you've got.
Yeah.
Obviously, the gig's going to be a little bit different. You say you're normally playing electric. Obviously, you've got the full might of the whole band behind you.
Yeah.
What can we expect from a gig compared to this then?
It's definitely very it's a lot more energetic, sweaty.
Yeah, the energy is there.
I want everyone to sweat. That's what it is.
There is a natural dip in the middle because I always think it's nice. It's like most albums you listen to nowadays. It starts off like fast and then it dips slowly in the middle, comes back at the end.
Yeah.
Similar with the live set, isn't it?
You want it to it sort of goes nice and chill in the middle.
Yeah, you want to give a bit of time for people to recover. And
yeah.
I remember
when you're sweating a bit too much, you're going to end up passing out if you just keep on going.
I went to Nebworth and it was Kasabian, obviously we're on just before Liam Gallagher, and they don't have a chill song. So the whole time I was just getting killed. And about halfway through the set I was like, okay, Liam's coming on soon. I probably need to step out of this for a minute so that I am not going to die midway through Liam's set.
Oh, brilliant. What was I about to say? Can't even remember now.
It's all good.
Song was that good, it's sent
me off. First gig I ever went to was Supergrass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was there with my dad and my sister, only kids at the time, must have been like 14, 15. And yeah, I ended up getting completely separated from my dad. He spends a whole gig trying to find me, asking around, asking security, have you seen this kid, blah, blah, blah.
No.
Finally, the end of the gig, the crowd parts and I'm just there, a big sweaty mess. I loved every second of it. And I was just, I had a completely different gig to him, but it's all about it. Get in there, get sweaty, throw yourself about a little bit.
Yeah.
It's exactly what your gigs are like. I saw you supporting the Ratons at the Lead Mill.
That was definitely
another
gig that you'd look back on. I think that was unreal. 1,000 people in that room, really, wasn't it? I think it's 900 cap, but probably...
Yeah, there was 900 people in there. There was definitely 900 people in there. Definitely no more than 900
that's
people.
It was rammed and it was good. And that was another one where it was a big venue, but it was also dark and sweaty, and how gigs should be.
It's such a great venue for it.
It is. It's my. It was to be brutally honest. It was my first ever time actually being in there. In the Lead Mill. It's a weird one because it was It's on like my bucket list of venues that I want to, and I know people have like a bucket list, and it's like, but I actually do. It's like that Lead Mill, and I've done it because you don't know how long it's going to be there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It always seems that someone wants to shut it down.
Yeah.
Or like turn it into like housing or something mental or something.
You want to do that. We need to fight to keep that place alive 100%. Because it's one of the building blocks of music in Sheffield.
It's happened to Derby though, this is what we worry about, and it's why like when all the petitions were coming around, obviously we don't massively like have a voice like what other massive artists do. Do you know what I mean? But we signed all the petitions, tried to get all of our mates to, because it's the same thing that happened in Derby. You know, the assembly rooms burnt down. We lost so many. We lost so many other venues, like the venue, which is on Abbey Street. And they're trying to bring it back now. But
well, you know, it's going to Derby. There's Hairy Dog. I know
that's about it. That is about it.
For your established venues, you've got the thing is you've got Debrec, but you need a Debrec's amazing, but you need a million other Debrecs. Like other cities have, they have all these little 100 cap venues, and then you have like your 200, 300 cap venues.
It's like Nottingham do it perfectly. Nottingham have about 500 or 600 cap venues.
Yeah.
Then the Bodega's like the first staple if you're a band. If you go into like the Bodega, that's when you're like. It was like us when we did Blue Note in Derby. Do you know what I mean? And then.
Our equivalent's a club, really. It's the same nightclub that you go to over weekend that is then becomes a venue for the night.
And then obviously Nottingham. Dean, it was funny. Ages ago, Dean was talking to me about it. Dean Jackson, and he was saying that for ages and ages and ages, Nottingham didn't have like a middle venue. So small bands that came out of Nottingham that would do the Bodega, if they went massive, they wouldn't come back and do Nottingham until years later until they could do Rock City, and then they built Rescue Rooms, which is right next door, and Rescue Rooms is that perfect middle ground, because if you do Rescue, you probably, and you do everything right, you're probably 2 years away from doing Rock City, aren't you, really?
It's those baby steps, but being able to take those steps rather than having to jump to doing an O2 arena, and then you've only got a couple of hundred people there, and it's going to seem like an empty gig.
Derby just doesn't. We're on a bit of a campaign to try and turn places into music venues.
I think that's the coolest thing. Look for spaces that are big and not being used as venues, and think, what could we do? Well, we did. The venue's obviously a wedding venue now, but we've just done the venue because you can still hire it out, because you've just got to bring all your own kit in. And I think that's.
And it used to be a gig venue, but the old promoter who absolutely smashed it with the job he did there. He's obviously moved on to go and do bigger and better things, which you have to commend.
How do you guys find it then, getting gigs? Are you finding that there's a struggle there? Because obviously, like you say, venues are closing all over the place at the moment.
When we were starting out, I think being from Derby, that being your hometown, it definitely was a struggle. But nowadays, it seems that there's so much more of a buzz. Like there's people that actually care and want to do things. So, to mention a few, I was at an indie night gig the other night. There's a promotion company called the Indie Night. And
I was just about to mention that they do a lot of the dog as well, don't they?
Very cool guy does the Hairy Dog, but does the Vic as well, which again is another venue. When you're coming up, it's an 100 cap one where you can go and cut your teeth. We definitely did it loads. And then in the past, Catfish have done the Vic, the Libertines have done the Vic. It's mad. You've had Snow Patrol did the Vic, and it's obviously that was one that turned into a wedding venue for a while, and is now finally it's a music venue again, which is it's important.
It's a weird one with Derby at the moment, because there's a scene like there's the Last Order, Shadows of a Silhouette, Alchemy, Marseille. There's a scene like there is in other cities. It's just there's no infrastructure to support it. So we all have to move to, and there are quite a few bands that are from Derby, but say they're from Nottingham or say they're from the East Midlands.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's just
Derby's
it's not us slagging anyone off, but it's like there are a lot of bands that do that, but it's like
I think we're proud to be from where we're from, and we'll always stick with that.
Yeah, and
stick with your roots.
We're lucky because it's working in our favour a little bit, because we're trying to build a scene that's building in Derby. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's it. If you, as musicians, can work with others, like you say, Last Order, Shadows, people like that, and then bring music to Derby, then venues are going to start opening because there's a demand for it.
Yeah.
I think the problem at the moment, you put a gig on and it can cost up to about $1,000.
Yeah,
just for a lot of
it does. Especially at the places where we're trying to do at the moment, where we book a place out and just bring, because for the venue we had to bring in our own sound and our own lights and stuff like that. And it is costly, but it is worth it. It is worth it,
and that's why a lot of bands struggle to make to even break even. Like you were saying about venues closing down, there was a mad statistic that came out the other day. Obviously Oasis have just got back together, but their first headline UK tour that they did, there was 32 venues or 33 that are on that list, and only 11 of them are still open.
I
something
saw that,
crazy and it's like maybe now that Oasis are back together, maybe hopefully all of the places are going to generate so much business because people have come to watch Oasis. It'd be nice if people think about throwing some money back into that, because as much as music doesn't seem like the most important thing to worry about in the world right now, for your city, it's the thing that brings business in. It's your main part of your nightlife, and then that's helping your taxi drivers, your food vendors, your bars afterwards. It's like if Bumblebees died, we'd be fucked. It's the same thing with music venues. Like.
It seems like the industry's split, because it's like there's a you went through that phase of like the last 10 years where very few people would go to independent venues and go and watch a small and up and coming band, whereas that's coming back now. More and more people go and do that, but
there seems to have been a bit of a resurgence in people going to gigs again.
And I think it's coming back. I think even if you listen to like massive artists like Billie Eilish and Chapel Roan and stuff like that, like it's all really like, if you really sit there and listen to it, you maybe have to take out the vocals, because that's what kind of gives it that pop element. But if you just listen to the instrumentally, it's like there are massive indie elements in there, and like acoustic, parts being recorded acoustically and stuff like that.
It's mad how much there is of it in pop music.
Yeah.
But then obviously the vocals.
But
you're seeing it sort of shift towards like they are taking influence from like the 90s, and that's because it's popular. It's popular to dress like that, so why wouldn't it be popular to make music?
In the early 2000s, it's like,
I think that's a good shift. I think that's definitely. I think Chapel Roan is amazing pop music. I think Sabrina Carpenter's really good pop music. Opposed to stuff that we've had pop music wise in current years. I feel like there's some really good stuff in all grounds of dance music, indie music.
I'm going to keep out of that, because I've made my opinions clear on air a couple of times about music these days. I make a point of saying...
It's completely fair enough. It is completely, like...
I'm just fed up of Sabrina Carpenter a couple of weeks ago. She had number 1, number 2 and number 3 in the charts. And you just think, where's the diversity? Where's the mixing?
I know what you mean.
It's...
I try not to look at the charts.
The charts genuinely
just
now.
Get wound up with it.
The charts, like, apart from if it's album charts maybe, but the charts don't matter really, because you never. There's never ever going to be another band that are like indie or rock, or a solo artist that's indie or rock or whatever, that's gonna get to the top of the charts without playing the game. It's like you look at like artists like Coldplay and Ed Sheeran are massive examples. When they first came out, they were like, and this isn't to say that they still aren't cool, but they were like more like alternative, and then like
they were new and exciting.
Yeah, and then like they kind of delved into doing like
poppier stuff. It doesn't make them bad whatsoever, but like you say, it's like I guess you're trying to appeal to the wide audience.
The masses,
Going back to what I was saying earlier about trying to find that sweet spot between the two, where it can be slightly self-serving. You like the stuff, and you're also serving everyone else. That's what you want to try and hit, I think.
Hitting that sweet spot.
But I think a lot of people think it's like it's cool and trendy now to probably hate on people like Coldplay and Ed Sheeran because of how big and because of what they were, and because now they're as big as they are. But I think people have just got to get a go. I mean, at Coldplay, man, I thought... I had a lot of people slagging off their Glastonbury set, and I actually thought they were really good. Yeah. Like, visuals and all stuff like that. I thought they had that weird little bit in the middle where they brought the puppet out on stage and were doing all them weird tunes. But, like, apart from that, man, like, I thought they were really good.
I might have to watch it.
Get it up, mate. Genuinely, it was really good.
Yeah, I think sometimes I'll be listening to stuff, and I think you've got to try and throw... Because there's definitely an inner, like, you can... When you listen to so much music, you can have an inner music snobbery, like, inside of your head. I definitely find myself doing it sometimes. Just got to try and throw that out the window, I think, and then appreciate stuff for what it is.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. I mean, if a Sabrina Carpenter song comes on and I think, oh yeah, it's alright, I'll give it a listen to, but to be honest, if I know she's coming on, then I'll turn the radio off. So there is that snobbery there, yeah. No, I think though for yourselves, well, that sweet spot's definitely there for me. I'm loving the tunes. I think they're brilliant. But it got me thinking: is Blue Note still open in Derby? Then
it is. It is.
The iconic song that you have.
Yeah, it still holds true. Still holds
true. Brilliant. Well, at least there's some venues then, and of course we've got Last Orders playing at Bless in a...
that'll be good.
Another place that Jonah DJs at the Bless, and at Bless. They're some of the best people for, like, literally we walked in there and we're like, we'd like to put on a gig, and they hadn't done gigs for years, and they were just like, and just gave us the room, and they were so lovely about it. They facilitate new music really well. Like they'll take you in and they'll help you out. If you're an up and coming band, they'll look after you at the Bless.
Oh, there we go. Shout out to the Bless. Then.
Yeah,
I'll have to get in touch with them. See if
Mate, some of the families at pubs in Derby. Another one, we practice out of the White Horse, which is that we are practicing.
And we're like we're buddy with everyone.
That's our home.
Yeah.
Like the White Horse is our home in Derby. It's public eye headquarters.
Anything that goes on there, we know about. Vice versa, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like we're in there all the time. I DJ there on Friday.
Yeah.
So like.
Every Friday?
Yeah, every Friday.
There we go. So if you want to catch, a quarter of public eye?
A quarter of the public eye, yeah. Usually there's another one.
You'll probably see some more of us,
and
then get him after the quiz on Wednesday at the Bless as well.
Oh yeah, that was good. We did that, so it was, the Bless contacted me and they were like, we want to, we know you DJ at the White Horse, and we were like, but we know that you can't really play like indie music there because the White Horse is very much like soul and northern soul and ska, which is like music that it's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me to be fair.
Oh, I love a bit of ska. Yeah, bit of northern soul.
But indie's obviously like my little 2000s indie where you got like bands like the Cribs, Futureheads, all like that. That's my proper little niche. And they were
that bubble of music of the early noughties.
Yeah, and they do
sleaze,
they do a pub quiz every Wednesday, and it's really, really popular with uni students. And they were like, we want to hit it when uni students come back, and we'd love you to, after the quiz, just DJ until we close. We had the first night 2 weeks ago, and it was rammed, to be fair, in there. It was right, and it was really good. It was really
nice. So DJ Quizmaster.
Yeah,
he is as well, mate. If you catch him on that quiz, you will win.
There you go. Well, guys, I mean, anything else you want to talk about, or?
I think we covered a lot there.
We've covered a lot. Really nice. Just a chat.
Come to Sheffield.
Come to
Nottingham.
Just come to all of them.
Come to all of them.
Every gig, buy every ticket.
Not Glasgow though. We've already done Glasgow.
Yeah, but you can't go back.
So we got Sheffield on Friday. We've got Nottingham on
Nottingham's the
Friday after.
Yeah.
Got Birmingham this Thursday.
Birmingham on Thursday. So that's 3 days worth of gigs that I'm going to see everyone at.
There you go.
Brilliant. Well, lads,
remember that free drink as well.
Pleasure. Yes. Free drink if you mention Leon White Radio.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Been a pleasure. Sound
sick, mate. Yeah, that was bang on. Try again to get a piece of me. Don't you find it so outdated, smoking endlessly?